It's your boy, The Marvelous Knight, coming at you with another film review, this time for DC's animated newest movie, Batman and the Long Halloween, Part 1 and Part 2. This new animated film is the adaptation of the 1996 and 1997 comic book adaptation, The Long Halloween. I have never read that graphic novel or comic book. I'm looking forward to do so. I think it's about 13 issues of that series. And I'm glad DC decided to split this film into two parts instead of cramming everything in one movie. Because part one and part two is nothing shy of an instant classic. So basically, what this film is about is that a group of murders is happening starting on Halloween. And from every holiday from on till then, murders happen. And it's tied in with the Falcone family and stuff like that. So as Batman, Commissioner Gordon, and Harvey Dent, aka who becomes Two-Face. It's not a spoiler. If you know anything about Batman, if you know anything about his villains, if you know the name Harvey Dent, who's a lawyer turned psychopath, her face gets burnt off and acid and stuff, and becomes the gruesome, most delicious uh, villain, Two Face. So both parts are just phenomenal. I'm glad DC took the route that they did, and they've been killing the animated film game for a long time. The last few animated films I have loved. They knocked it out of the park, and I just can't wait to I think the next one is the Injustice adaptation. So I'm excited for that. If you played any of the Injustice games, you know why. But these are the adaptations for the comics and not the games itself. So looking forward to that. But back to the Long Halloween. So they end up because of the murders always happen on holidays, and this lasts from Halloween to the next year's Halloween. So every holiday until then, and they label the murderer as Holiday. Even Batman can't figure this out. Batman is known to be this most best detective, figuring out everything, and he ends up being wrong on a lot of situations. And I love it, man. I love it. And matter of fact, this is a bit of heartbreaking news. Nia Rivera, who passed away 2020 to a tragic drowning accident, saving her son. This is her last work that we're getting. She voices Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman. So it's bittersweet, but it's also a great way for her son who can grow up and he can watch, his mom voice Catwoman in the film. So that was pretty dope as well. This is my first doing animated uh, DC movies, so I'm gonna keep continuing to do so. But these were instant classics. I gotta figure out where they go in the top five or top echelon of the DC animated films because they knocked it out of the park, man. My favorite one, like till this, like that's like in that top echelon is Batman Under the Red Hood. I highly recommend y'all watch that one. I highly recommend you watch The Long Halloween Part One and Part Two. Um, Man, only if DC can transcend this success to the silver screen, and they have been doing a poorly job, so to speak. Uh, ever since Man of Steel, I want to say they were in direction with that. Aquaman was great. The first Wonder Woman movie was great. The second one, however, not so much. Terrible, very terrible. Uh, the Suicide Squad. Shazam. I liked it, by the way, but it wasn't what Shazam was supposed to be. But other than that, man, I enjoyed this film, both part one and part two. Very dark, very gruesome at times, and just love all the twists and turns. I mean, the voice acting was great, phenomenal. They actually got I don't know his name, look up the cast or anything like that, but the dude from Supernatural, not the one with the long hair, but the brother with the short hair, he actually, I don't know the actor name, but he actually voices Batman and he does a phenomenal job. And actually, he voiced Jason Todd uh, in the Batman Under the Red Hood. So this time around to see him play Batman is intriguing and stuff like that. So I love the film. I'm gonna have to give it a 10 out of 10. It was phenomenal at both parts. Give it a 10 out of 10 for me. So I highly recommend you guys check this movie out. Animated, The Long Halloween, Part 1, Part 2, out now on Blu-ray. Where do you get your movies from? It's out, now. So let me know in the comments if you've seen it. Did you have you seen it yet? Have you read the comic? What did you think overall? Down in the comments, man. Get down below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Night out.